Are you live?
All right. Live in America. Assalamu alaikum, black folks, black people, black man, woman, and child in America. Good to be here today with all that's going on in this country, on this planet, on our planet. Let me make that plain. On our planet. But I'm going to open up with a prayer as usual. I don't like waiting on nobody because I'm trying to get you in the habit of where that mothership show up. When they start telling you where you need to go, for those that be qualified to go, you don't have to be in time and on time. So in the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come, to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam, and to destroy those that destroyed us. Our God, O Allah, we are thy people, deliver us from our murderers. And we are serving to obey thee all the days of our lives, and we teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequal love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest to us, our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I bear with there's no God but Allah. I bear with the most honorable Muhammad Elijah. Muhammad is the last and greatest apostle. Thank you, Allah, for this day. Thank you for the life-giving teaching of the most honorable Muhammad Elijah Muhammad. And I pray, Allah, you move the devil from thee as well as the black nation, which I know you will. All those that want to submit. So thank you, God, for coming to the black man, woman, and child in America that was totally lost. And time has proven that we have been a lost people. And now we come into the light of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And I pray, Allah, that you destroy the devil completely. So thank you. Assalamu alaikum, black people. I pray that everyone is all is well and well, and your family as well. We live in the belly of the beast, and there's so much taking place in our environment. When we live in a dead environment, the atmosphere is dead. There is no life. The atmosphere that we live in is decaying and dying. There is no life. We would be completely wiped out with what for us being here in America at this point in time. The devil reign would have been over a long time ago. And I like to say the devil is on the move. He's watching the black man and woman day and night now because he's afraid of what's coming. Anyone speaking truth to power, a lot of them get hit now. A lot of their homes and their organizations are being raided across America. Hit the Hulu House this weekend from St. Louis to Florida to the Bay. Talking about they had a relationship with the Russians. Another brother I seen named Tyreek, the FBI come this, I'm questioning him. Because you speak truth to power. But all of these things, brothers and sisters, are to be expected. Do not think you're going to speak truth to power and you won't get hit in some type of capacity. Those tactics are to silence you. Those tactics are to run people away from your organization and make them afraid, even those that support you financially. And I can tell you from experience, because we've been hit more than one time, personally in my lifetime. And, a lot of times those tactics work. You find yourself, unless you got a strong group of believers and people that's fully committed and sincere, they put fear in them and they'll shut down on you. They'll run away from you. It doesn't happen. they hit us, we locked up. All the support we had disappeared, except for Allah. But that was sufficient. It's going to even get more hot out here, black people. We have white folks try to tell us who we should associate with or support. But you had people in the United States Senate and Congress supporting the Russian government as it relates to the Ukrainian government. But these are people that were sworn to uphold the Constitution and defend the nation. But you have black people that say, well, Russia ain't never killed us in the streets of America. Russia has never deprived us of equal opportunity, freedom, justice, and equality. And they say, well, Ukraine, which really is a Jewish country, supported by the colonizers, such as the American government and the English government and so forth and so forth. And you set up all of this on the Russian border, don't they have a right to defend their territory? I personally, I just don't go by hook, line, and sinker what put in the American media, corporate media, and the propaganda put out by the American government, the way we've been treated. We should question every damn thing, period. Like I've been telling you, who is your teacher? Spoke to a brother today, said, well, brother, who has been your teacher since you've been on this planet? 19 Keys posted something today, Jibril Farad Muhammad. He's talking about self-improvement. And then we have to relearn everything that we have been taught by these people, which is so true. Everything. You all like to call it the matrix. Yeah, that's a white man matrix. You put the movie out, y'all fell right into it. You've created a matrix for your mind, to lock your mind into this matrix. But I don't live in this matrix. I'm out in this world, but not part of it. That's the difference. We can be in this world, but not part of it. We don't participate in all this devilish foolishness and ways and behavior, being miseducated to be other than ourselves. And we've been educated to love our enemy, even though he murders and maims us day and night. And a lot of you been educated as well to reject the truth when you hear it. Only thing that you're really taught is to be materialistic and capitalistic, to go after things, something shiny that he can hang in front of you and make you run for it, make you murder and maim for it, your own kind, even your own family. You kill some of you, kill your own family for things. But our nature, this whole environment is not conducive to our nature at all. You don't really know your nature because you haven't been taught your nature. We've been taught to be other than ourselves since 1555. But the end of this all, and ultimately, we've been tried by God himself. We're from that holy tribe of Shabazz. 50,000 years ago, Mr. Shabazz saw down the wheel of time. Most scientists can only see 25. It used to be before the planet had the great explosion of the moon, it was 35,000 years. You can see down the wheel of time. Mr. Shabazz was a special man, so they say. And he was able to see down the wheel of time 50,000 years. And so Mr. Shabazz said, well, I want to take my people. I want to go into the jungles of so-called Africa, East Asia. And a lot of people said, man, why you want to go down? It's hot. You got wild beasts, jungle. insects, this, that, and another. But they didn't know what he saw. What he saw, that he had to take us into the jungles of Africa. He had to change the texture of our hair from straight like an eyebrow to kinky hair that could withstand the environment. Even our skin texture had to be changed. The way we looked had to be changed because he knew what was coming after 50,000 years. We had to be tested. We had to put through all these harsh conditions and go into Africa, so-called Africa, that the white man called it today. And then what happened? He saw that we had to be put into captivity and brought to a whole another land, that we would be sold out by some of our own African brothers because they didn't like the tribal Shabazz. We sold out by the white Arab Muslims, all Muslims, put on ships and brought to a strange land that we didn't know about. We was already in heaven. But that dissatisfaction, they tricked us. Because the white man was taught the forgotten technology. Once he come off the island of Palau and come back amongst the righteous, cause of trouble. Talk about Mr. Yakub. But the king had him rounded up. All that he can find, the one that they hid, and shipped to Europa. EU roped in the hills and cave sides of Europe. And the Muslims were stationed on the border so they couldn't come back with rifles and guns. If they tried to come back across, they were murdered. But they were stripped of everything, all their clothing, and marched across the hot desert sand into the hills and cave sides of Europe. With all the knowledge and all of this. And they went down on all fours. They moved on all fours. They ate raw meat. They didn't know how to make a fire, build their own homes. They lived in caves, ran the animals out. And they lost the knowledge of self. Moses, Musa, was sent after 2,000 years. They damn near forgot about. They didn't know how to speak. They grunted and had to be sent to Europe to teach them the forgotten trick knowledge and how to rule the original man, you and I. They had to sleep around a ring of fire. So they ate him too. And teach them civilization. Some of the devils were wiser than others, which you call the Jews. But if we're preparing to rule for the next 4,000 years, we knocked that 2,000 off of their time, not ours. But if they'd been taught all the trick knowledge, then when they first came back from the island after the making of the devil, it would have been hard to rule. It would probably been in power damn near forever. But it wasn't in the cards. So we was brought back from the caves and hillsides of Europe. When he came back with the crusade, after the Muslims went into Spain, parts of Europe, and brought knowledge and technology, agriculture and medicine to the Caucasian, but the Muslims fell off. They became materialistic, became weak, and they were driven out by a devil named Martel, because he knew. They used to use what they call the scorched earth policy. So when the Muslims came, they would burn everything, all the lands, the homes, and everything. But Mr. Martel said, no, don't do that. He said, leave the land like it was, and leave some of these white girls too. these white women. He said, cause if we leave them, they become materialistic and they started getting fat, fighting amongst one another over things. And this is exactly what happened. So when they were able to come back against the Muslims, they were able to start wiping the Muslim out and drive them back across the Strait of Gibraltar, back into the motherland. Then they started coming amongst us like a swarm of locusts. And they had the Conference of Nice where they started colonizing the African nations. But before then, they kidnapped us and we were sold out by some of our own people and brought to a strange land. And once we got here in 1555, stripped of everything, all knowledge of self, period. Listen to this. All knowledge of self, period, put on an animalistic level. They know a language or culture, a history or religion. None of these things. We didn't, after a while, 64 years, we didn't even know where we come. A lot of us was murdered and killed off and sent to different places. So we looked alike, spoke the same language. Wasn't even allowed to speak your language. Wasn't even allowed to bear witness there was no God but a law. Understand what I'm saying? Put on these plantations, made slaves, made blind, deaf, and dumb to ignorant of time and who we were. Most of us right now, majority of it don't even know where our roots. You go get that DNA stuff, they just tell you mixed up with this, you mixed up with that. But they can't really tell you where you're from. No one knows. This is what they did to us, black people. But this is all one big experiment, one big test. This is really the making of a God. From the black man in the mud, the only thing you can see the white of his eyes. From the bottom to the top, we shall go. From the bottom or the top, we shall rule again. But we had to go through all of this. All of these things, starting from 50,000 years ago up to the present time. Black man in America, you shall be the rulers of this planet with the Mahdi. As a matter of fact, we're the only ones that has the ability to deal with this devil, because there's two guys on the planet right now. The devil and the God of righteousness. One got to go. One was put to sleep for the devil to rule. But we're the only one that has the ability. We know about the forgotten technology. We've been made little devils. But look at it. Look at it closer. Who is saying Allah Akbar now, after 1555? Who is coming into the knowledge of self? Who is saying that you the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe? Who is crying today, saying they're trying to replace us? Why are white women? When the question is asked, who would you love to have a baby by? They say the black man. And the reason that they say, because we know we are a dying people. And the only way we can save ourselves is have a baby by a black man. Because genetically, he's stronger. And as what they know is that they're not reproducing at all. They had to go to the test tube, try to survive. So they say, well, I'm gonna get a black man. I know Elijah Muhammad say they would try to hide amongst the black nation by intermarrying with the black man. This is the only way they're gonna be able to make black people. You take this and let it alone. It don't matter to me. Some of you so-called educated are not educated at all. You have been trained and miseducated. Understand? What Basheer Muhammad is telling you tonight. All of this has been put upon us. We like gold burning in the furnace. We got one more thing to go through. Oh yes, black folks. We coming. We're coming straight to the top. That's why you see the government of America moving in on black organization. But you got to do everything right in the sack, brothers and sisters. Can't have no weak links in the chain. You can't cut no corners. And you got to know what to expect. I speak truth to power all the damn time, and we'll continue to do that. They kicking these doors right now. Kick them in. Understand? Well, I'm gonna keep doing what I do. Take me to the jailhouse of America. I'm gonna still teach the truth. The only way you can kill me is by permission of Allah Himself. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? It don't stop. It's too late for that. Understand? You know, and then plus you had to wipe out my whole family, which you have the ability to do. Only if the will of Allah. But all of them been trained up. Not to be Yusuf or Samad, or 19 Keys, or Nisa, Wada, Rima, Aish, Rahman, or Rahim. No, they've been trained up to be a God. From the very beginning, when I sit down, we talk, my ear, our ultimate goal was to produce a gods, period. Not Negro, but gods. And it's manifesting itself. Allah is so powerful and so great that when you pay your dues, like I told y'all, I had a son, Asian one, Farad Muhammad. Understand what I'm saying? He's been through quite a bit, depression, a little schizophrenic, all this old type of stuff. Allah put it on. Chastise. You turn, start going another direction, Allah chastise you. But I stuck with it. Went throw my son away. But he back. He back. He's sitting in the county jail of Santa Rita right now on a false charge. He's coming out. But his mind is back. Understand what I'm saying? I talked to Jabril the other day. He said, I talked to the Asian one. He said, man, he ain't sound this good, man. 5 years. I said, I will pray due to Allah. So I'm grateful to Allah. I'm so thankful to Allah for giving my son his mind back because he needed it. Very, very highly intelligent, very, very sharp, fearless to the core. He was the one that taught my sons. All you had to do is train up one in the family. Let him be the example for the rest is coming up under him. Understand? He's the one. Understand what I'm saying? He taught his brothers, his little brothers, quite a bit. All I had to do was train up him. Understand? So all praise is due to Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We getting ready to turn it all the way up. All my grandbabies gonna be gods on the land. That's what they put here for. All your children should become gods and goddesses in the land on the planet. But they want us to produce a bunch of niggas. Where we identify ourselves as niggas and Negroes now. Nigga that now, black man, you a God. The least of us has the ability to deal with this devil. That wine head in the mud, that dope fiend on the corner, not has the ability to deal with this devil. It's in it. So you see your brother and your sister, you see yourself. Never turn your nose up or look down on your people. Because you're looking at God's in the making. When you're blind, deaf, and dumb, you cannot see, nor can you hear. Only thing that you got you chasing is things. Brother, sister, we want our planet back. We want every square inch of it, 196,940,000 square miles of it back. Not next week, but today. So says the Mahdi, it shall be ours. And I'm saying these things for the simple fact, I want you to hear them come out my mouth. So when these things manifest, you say, I said Farad Muhammad said this, I could be gone. Look at the sky. Look what they seen in Nevada the other day. All of these planes in formation. Look like a dotted checkerboard. Then they just start moving out of formation, going down. Look like they were going behind the building. I heard one person say, I'm not going back there. Well, they had some damn good sense. Understand? Identify flying objects by the Nation of Islam. We have power and force on our side. It's here to destroy this beast, black people. Y'all better pay attention. Y'all take me lightly if you want to. Why you brothers don't tune in, that's on you. Brothers, that's on you. Our only job is to give it to you. You understand? Whether you receive it or not, I put it out there. We know what's getting ready to go down. Some of us will die. Was under Muhammad, like Muhammad said, only 300 will be knocked off if that be that many. He said after that, it's over with. It's over with. For this beast and for those who will not submit to this call. And a lot of you not going to submit to it. I can see death, the hand writing on the wall for a lot of you. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? But you sisters that have been here tuning in for some time, teach your family, sisters. Teach your children, black people. And you brothers that's tuning in, keep working on yourself. Kill the devil on the inside. Work on your mind. We're all whole and complete, period. But we've been put here to evolve from a dead state to a live state to a God. Black man is God, who manifests himself from triple darkness when there was nothing. The ones that put sun, moon, and stars in the universe. You're so ancient that you was here before there was time. Say it again. Because we had no way to calculate time until we put the sun. Some go by the moon. But before then, there was no way to calculate time. So time never was when man was not. We don't even know how old we really are, black people. I'm talking to you tonight. I'm not giving you that standardized knowledge that you get from the Caucasian. This knowledge comes directly from God Allah himself, the Mahdi, the supreme being. Oh yes. The Lord walk by. But I ain't gonna hold you long. It says Islam is as old as God himself. What is time? Time is motion. It said there was no way to measure time in the beginning. We existed before time. We measure time now by the sun. It said, listen, black people, dissatisfaction brings about a change. When, according to nature, whenever you yearn for something, it must be brought into existence. We yearn for unity. It must happen now. We yearn for one to come in slavery to free us. That's why Master Farad Muhammad came about in 1877. Because that yearning and that urging in nature is built into nature, had to be brought. Now we yearn for unity. Talk to the brother today. We must unite on a righteous foundation. But the thing about this is unity. It's power in it. There's power in the mind of the original man. And when you focus all of that, 4,400,000,000 black people on the planet come together with that mind power and direct it is more powerful than an atomic bomb, brothers and sisters. We're the ones that put the sun up there. It didn't pop up there by itself. But you don't know you have that ability. You have all of this knowledge within you. There's only one mind in the universe that we can draw from and tap into. But we got to kill something within us now in order to receive. But I'm going to move on with this. I've been dropping on you for a while now. It said Mr. Shabazz saw down through time, 50,000 years ahead. No other scientist could see this far down in time. None of the scientists of the day that sits in the Holy Land have the ability to deal with this God that's in front of us now, the God of evil. Nobody but you and I, black folk. A special people need to be created, and the scientists disagree. So Mr. Shabazz just took his people into the jungle, so-called Africa, where no one went into the jungles of Africa. A change of our facial structure took place, our hair, and our skin texture. It had to be made stronger and better. We are being trained to rule, black people. For the wise ones amongst us, they can see it. That's why he got us in all of this folly. That's why he got us day and night. A bunch of foolishness on TV, a bunch of foolishness on social media, trying to keep God's niggas, trying to keep you from seeing your ability, your innate ability, being direct descendants from the Creator himself, a holy people, have been made other than themselves. You understand? Made into little devil. But Allah is on the scene today. That's why I'm telling you a little bit more about yourself. When you see the winehead, the junkie, ain't nobody on earth as bad as him. What you talking about, Basheer? You talking about that dope fiend on the corner? Damn right. Talking about that winehead? And then Joe, Mr. Willie Piggy, and all them, Mr. Tennessee. When we used to, these men were considered wineheads, but they maintained their own home. They had little shacks. They worked. And they would come to us on the block and give us knowledge and wisdom. And we fully and highly respected them, these men. They was up under our protection. You couldn't do no harm to them. If they needed a drink, they needed something, they come to us, you got it. They got too damn drunk. We make sure we walk them home across the railroad tracks, make sure they got to their house. Because we know that they were giving us the knowledge that we needed. Wise men. But they had fallen. Some fell in love. And the wives that did them wrong. Most of them was on that level. They left them for other men. And some of them still had their children with them. You understand? They were broken hearts and just started drinking. Understand? They told us their story. But they gave us a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And we respected that, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. So never look down on your brothers and sisters in the mud. And a lot of this is being done by design now. Got our people on all these drugs. They got all these brothers and sisters selling drugs to their own people now, killing them. You know, brothers and sisters fell so low. Don't take baths, don't change clothes, sleeping outside. Some eating out of garbage can. Some have children, mothers, whoever might be taken care of. Some might be foster care. Some children are left in the dope man's house. All of them being taken advantage of. You know, in these type of conditions. Because we try to feed our family. You know, we killing our own people. So it's gonna come a time when all of that's gonna have to stop. It's gonna come a time, sister, where you gonna have to stop rolling with the white boy. Understand? Come a time, brother, when you gonna have to stop all this snitching on your brother. Understand? Oh yes. You're gonna get to that little later too. God is coming out of the black man of America. Allah gonna show forth his power. Whatever name you want to call it. It's gonna show forth his power. The one I just described is deep in the mud. Allah, God is making gods out of the black man, woman, and child in America. This is where the God's gonna rise from. Oh yes. The one that's been put in the chain to hit in the head. And the knowledge itself has been extracted from him. We're the ones that's gonna rule black people. Gods are being made right now in front of your face. Some of you see the sprinkles now of gods being produced in front of your face. Some of you so jealous and envy that you can't see the truth with your jealousy and your enviousness. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? But take them blinders off and take a good look. Take a close look. And you see gods in the making. How could the black man in America rise up and the nation of Islam is sitting here? From day one, he called the white man the devil. We still here. Huh? How could these teachers produce a man like, I don't know, Minister Louis Farrakhan and many, many more brothers that's across this nation doing the good works of Elijah? So many thousands of people have learned from these teachings. They just took it and put their own little connotation on it, but they're using it. Y'all call yourself vegans now. How he to live here has been here, I don't know how long. How you think you became a vegan? Through the teachings of Honorable Humble Elijah Muhammad. Oh yes. Some of you so-called woke brothers need to wake all the way up. You ain't woken up. But y'all got too much disunity amongst yourselves. Wide awake man unites in the brotherhood. Like minds come together. And we utilize one another. Usefulness determines one's value. So we can get the job done. You're not just going back to Africa to say we made it back. Hell no, we going to rule. We're not going back to fit in. We going to rule. We're going to raise the whole planet up, black man. We're going to raise the whole planet up and elevate the human family into its highest self. Gonna take the black man, woman, and child from his lower self and raise him to his God state. Eliminate poverty. Eliminate war. Eliminate sickness, perversion. All of these things had to go. As a matter of fact, you won't even know how to sin after the fall of the Caucasian 20 years down the line, black folk. Oh, yes. We are destined to rule. The people who sunk down the lowest depths, to the lowest depth, when we were stripped totally of all of our knowledge of self. You can't even trace our roots. That's how far we fell. That Travis is bad. They said nobody has the capacity to rise higher than us, black people. And the strange thing about it is we can't see it. But the white man can see it. That's why he wants to change the government of America. That's why he wants to rewrite the Constitution of America from majority rule to an autocracy, where they can make laws whenever they want. They can remove the so-called Voting Rights Act. They can eliminate the Electoral College and all these type of things. And they can make the laws on the point who they want, because they know their time is up. They know who we are. They the one that taught you not to know yourself. That's the reason they taught you, because they know your power. They know their history, and they know they're in it. They're a race of people. A race has a beginning and a what? An ending. We are a nation. Time never was when man was not. We're not mankind. We are man. We are the gods of the universe. Black people. The earth is the best planet in the universe. 9 planets in our universe. 7 we have taught civilization on, meaning that we have traveled to all of them. We know the language of the people on Mars. But they're hiding from this open enemy. They don't want to be discovered at this point in time. Keep an eye on the sky. Keep an eye on the weather. Remember, when the earthquakes hit, as has been prophesied, that we shall rebuild the wasted cities. It's in your Bible. We shall rebuild the wasted cities after they're destroyed by the great earthquakes. Oh, yes. My key gonna give it to you right. Take this, let it alone. Quite frankly, you know the rest. And you know, that's why they keep our children miseducated. That's why they got our children disinterested in going to school. That's why everybody's elevated above the black man or the black boy. They raised the black woman, because they had made her part of this world now. She is bought into the trick. She wanted to be part of this world. She is of this world now. Her goal is to assimilate and develop a career, disregard the family structure, work for this devil, elevate to the highest form of his system. And we're supposed to celebrate all of this. That's why you see him with a white man and mixed children. I'm not disparaging any brother that got a white woman, per se. So there's no loyalty to the black nation. You have a split loyalty. Most of it's going to the Caucasian. But you Say you want a high value man without the man don't have to have nothing but $100,000 a year, career, and you accept that? No morals, no values, no standards at all. Just have 100,000 on that level somewhere. We good. Look how we became materialistic devil. This is what happened to the tribe of Shabazz trillions of years ago. Became so materialistic until they went to fighting amongst one another. We're so materialistic now. We murdering and maiming one another in the streets of America over what? Over things. Over the cross, which is the sign of death. Oh yes. What they teach your children today in school, black people? They're teaching about elevation. They're teaching them about taking over this planet for themselves. They're teaching about going to school, get a good job. We're working for Billy Bob, Mr. Culpepper. What did they teach them? They find all their geniuses and take them and put them in special classes. They educate them and bring them out to keep an eye on them so they come into corporate America. When we bring our brain power back home, set up our own research and development, set up our own industry. We wearing Nike, damn it, we should be wearing blackies all across America. Manufactured, produced, and designed by us. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folks? It's very easy to do if you get your mind. Dr. King said, I'm afraid we are integrated into a what? A burning house. Integration is suicide. Otherwise, we wouldn't be running around with blue contact lens on, dyed blonde hair. Integration is suicide. We wouldn't have brother putting on dresses and lipsticks, getting hormone shots and all these type of things, trying to be other than themselves. Wouldn't have our women turning to one another, men turning to one another, disciplining and disobeying the law of the universe. You got brothers that's supposed to be very conscious, debating whether God say the union is, should a union be between man and woman, trying to slide in this homosexuality agenda. Homosexuality did not exist in the motherland. Dr. Wesley put out something today. He said the Turks, the Muslims, when they came and conquered Egypt for a period of time, they brought in the homosexuality. Understand what I'm saying? Not the black man. Understand? That stuff was brought amongst our culture. Now, in order to get grants to receive any type of money, you have to accept that agenda. And it's so strange today, black people, that we're wholesale pushing for a woman's right to have the right to her body in order to kill an unborn child. Is there no conception of God himself? Nowhere. But you all can push that and go to church and be accepted in the church houses of America up under the cross, which is the sign of death. Huh? Yeah. I ain't gonna take long with you. I don't give a damn nobody to check in, check out. I got people I send this out to anyway. You know what I'm saying? Do they teach your children how to be complex problem solvers in school? Black people? Or just do they teach them how to be critical thinkers in school today? What they teach them? Do they teach them emotional intelligence, cognitive flexibility? Huh? What they teaching your babies? Are you letting these people just teach your children? Huh? Why your young males dropping out of school wholesale, get 14 to 15, telling them I don't even want to go to school. How come they ain't teaching them how to code, become developers? Huh? Are they teaching them how to develop in-depth understanding of numerous mathematics and science concepts? Huh? They teach the black woman she don't know math, but hell, they just showed you in the movie. It was the black man, the black woman that did the mathematical equation that got their butt to the moon. But it said the black woman is not capable of mathematics. The hell she ain't. They showed you right in front of your face, but you couldn't see it. Because they put this thought in your mind already that blinded you. Come on with it now. What are they teaching us? Black people? Nothing. Nothing that we can use to rule with. Not a damn thing. Only thing they teach you how to go get you a damn good job. Become the first Supreme Court justice. Become the first did because the white man never let your ass in. Then all of a sudden you come the first, you have it in 4 feet lock. I don't know what the hell the feet lock is. But that's what the old folks used to do. So it really don't make a lot of damn sense, do it? We just happen to be the first Negro let through the door. Oh, we happy as hell. Into an oppressive system. You have white men can break the law, we get charged for it. You got white men conspiring all across the country and the government of America that's official. They got little brothers in the rap game using all their lyrics again. They got more stuff out here on Donald Trump and all his henchmen. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody went to jail with the little man. But we under this system, this oppressive system that got us in the graveyards and the jailhouses of America, got us ignorant, blind, deaf, and dumb. We don't even know who we are. We don't know the true and living God. We worship a spook God that don't even exist. It's not even real. Got us hating self and kind, dropping off all the drugs and the weapons in our community. Got all the bad food in our community. Police can murder us and get suspended with pay. You got certain people that call themselves Christians in our community telling us that we don't vote. This is so critical. Every damn time we got to vote is critical to our lives. Telling we don't understand because we're not voting in the election. I'm not saying don't vote. I say let's be intelligent. I say this. We voted to get Trump pumped butt out of the White House. But that's all we did was vote. But we didn't have a plan after we voted. What's the plan this year for the midterms? What's our strategy for the midterm election? What do we expect? What should we not expect? But why we was always needed to save America when America is trying to destroy us? Because really in my mind, I'm really saying to myself, let's let this shit go down. Let's let it turn into an autocracy then. Let the white man have full reign. Well, ain't nothing holding it back. Then you gonna know. If you don't know who the devil is, he gonna show your butt for sure. Understand? When he turns back the clock, like he's doing now, take it back to make America great again. Well, if you ain't a good Uncle Tom like Samuel L. Jackson, you ain't gonna have no juice at all in the movie Django. See that, did you? Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black people? I'm almost ready to just say, let it be. Let's get on with it. Understand? Because I'm really not worried about none of it. Because ultimately, I know the outcome. We might speed up the process because his time been up. The only reason that Allah hasn't taken him off the planet because he waiting for us to wake the hell up. You understand? We too damn slow getting up. because we up under this damn cross. Getting ready to tell you what's gonna happen to that too in a minute. I ain't trying to have no damn friends. Only friend I need is a law. Here we are talking about. It says, you were made a Christian. You were made a Christian. But you were born and created a Muslim. Black man, black woman. Who made you a Christian? Huh? Who, think about that, who made you Christians? After you were kidnapped and brought over here in 1555. And they slid that Bible up on you and wouldn't let you read it though. They did their interpretation for you, knowing that you were spiritual, highly spiritual people, and you needed some type of religion to hold on to. So they made you a Christian that we hold on to so dearly today. Huh? Listen. You were created Muslim from the very beginning. Black man, black woman. Our Father who created the heaven and the earth was a Muslim. God himself. One who submits entirely to the will of God. Allah submitted to himself and all the rules and regulations that he set forth. He has submitted those. Listen, the Holy Quran said we are that which by nature were from what we were created from. If we were created from a righteous nature, that's what we are, righteous people. They tell you you are a Christian by what? By faith alone, not by your nature. It didn't even exist. Muslim means a righteous person, period. That's why the minister was on the criteria trying to tell you to get back to yourself. Only way you're going to be able to save yourself and your family, brothers and sisters. Get back to oneself, toward the loving and caring for oneself. You understand? It said Allah will remove the modern made religion called Christianity. And I'm sorry that I got to give it to you. The very foundation of that religion is murder. It said, take a look at the cross. It's a sign of a murder. If you follow murder for life, what life could he give you if he's a murderer? He put up his sign for you and I to worship. If we're going to worship a sign of murder or worship a murder, then what are we looking for? Death. We are looking for death. Death is all around us. Death is at your front door, your back door, when you walk on the streets of America. There's a stench of death all around. On the cross, they got a man that's dead on the cross. What did that represent? Death. The sun, moon, and stars, and the crescent moon that the Muslims have. If you didn't have that, they couldn't even exist without the sun, moon, and stars. So that represents what? Life. Period. A wooden damn cross with a dead man on it. I see people that go to church and be trying to swear on God making this damn cross. Because that's what you've been trained to do. But you have no conceptualization or understanding of what you're really doing. Your grandparents were trained that way, so forth and so forth. But you go back past 1555, look beyond 1555. Go to Jamestown, Virginia, and see those that landed. Who were they? Why did they strip them of all the knowledge of self, their culture, their language, their history? Why did they kill the Muslims off? Why did they ship them to the deep south? Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas. Huh? That's to separate those that had that knowledge. And they took the children and raised them themselves. And after 64 years, that generation was gone. Then they had a bunch of dead men walking, dead women walking. Didn't know any damn thing. Didn't know no more than what the slave master taught them, which was very little. But we still was able to go out to the field, to the forest. Like the brother would say, we wearing them old sackcloth, them gunny sacks. They ain't had no shoes in the wintertime. Chicken George was happy to get a coat and roots. But we didn't even have a cold. Master sitting up in a nice big ass house, nice blankets, nice old coats and top hats, sick as hell. But it was the slave that went out to the forest and found the herb to keep the master living. I'd have gave him something to kill him damn self. Be honest about it. I was talking to a brother today, he called me. Because I remember what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has said. He said the hog is a representation of a dog, cat, and a rat, but he said the hog was put here as medicine for the Caucasian. I remember as a young man, not a young man, as a boy, when we had got the measles or we had caught the mumps and stuff like that, because, you know, we didn't run to the doctors and stuff. You didn't have all that Medicaid, this, that, and another. So the old people had to find a cure for you. When we had the mumps, I remember my grandfather, man. That's why when I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that, because I seen my father take the whole jaw. And he bought it, and we had the mumps as children. And he took some sarsaparilla tea and boiled it and gave it to it and made this tea. Because we had the mumps and stuff. And it cured us. So when I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say it, I know it to be true because I had already experienced it. You understand? The older people walk through the forest and older men and stuff, and you know, black women and stuff know how to go into the forest and get herbs and stuff like that to cure illnesses that we had as children coming up. Understand what I'm saying? But we had retained some of this knowledge how to go to the earth and cure ourselves. But that's what the hog is for. You see, people die of no blood pressure and high blood pressure because they won't change their diet. I see black men going in the store buying these big old things, 3 things of soda, nothing but sugar, looking terrible, stingy stomach, ashy, slumped over, walking with a limp, eyes all jaundiced, look like you're half a step from the graveyard. Some in their early 50s and 60s, they didn't reach 70. And they think they're supposed to be old because they're on the white man's clock. Brother, you just a baby in time. Sister, you just a baby in time. But you set your mind to the way and the thinking of the white man. He gets a certain age, he look way older than the black man, and we told back. He aged much quicker. White women age quicker. The most beautiful people on the planet is the black man and woman. But he got you thinking he's the most beautiful. We trying to emulate them. You trying to emulate white people and thinking they the most beautiful. No, the most beautiful is the black man and woman. And in particular, that black woman. You understand? White women get kind of old quick. 95% of them kind of ugly to me. You understand? But damn, you see like that black woman like a bouquet of roses, man. Come on. She's got that black magic. Black magic woman. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we got to protect her better. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folks? But let me get back to this cross. But I ain't gonna hold you long. Hell, I don't need to hold you long. We said, oh, Reverend, it's a shame that he deceived you like this. He said, I'm not coming to make fun of you, but I'm coming here to make you wise to the murderer. It's up to you to believe it or let it alone. He says to you and me that I have taken Jesus and killed him. I have hung him up on the cross. Now nigga come on and worship it because I'm going to do you the same way. He's doing it. Didn't they kill Jesus? Huh? Didn't they say he hung him on the cross? But Jesus really didn't die on the cross. It says, I don't want to argue with you. I just want to tell you outright that you see any man or woman worshiping that cross, calling it a sign that leads them to their salvation, they should be taken and put in an insane asylum. That's no sign of life. That's a sign of death. See how far you're off. You're off from the knowledge of what you are given. If a man gives you that cross and then tells you that you're following Jesus to heaven, you ought to bust him in his open face. So says the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The enemy has molded you into death. My church, my denomination, in parentheses, your church is hell, and your denomination is hell. They do not have any respect over in that church for the members, nor anyone that will visit. Fight back. They hung you on a tree. They say they hung Jesus on a tree. You should be clear on this because they do hang you, but like Jesus, he says, ask him for what? For you to hang me and nail me to a cross like you did him? But no, he has made you love death and worship the murderer. That's what he made you do, black people. The cross is getting ready to be taken down. I got to give it to you all the way. I'm sorry, black people. I got to tell you the truth. You understand? The cross is getting ready to come down. That sign of death has to leave the planet. That white boy they got sitting on that cross got to go. I'm just telling you like it is. Black folk, Jesus is not the creator of the heavens and the earth. Jesus was a prophet. And on top of that, Jesus was not a Caucasian. He was a black man. Y'all overlooked the description of God in the Bible. Hair like sheep's wool, feet like burnt brass. What happened to that description of God? How he gets you to conceptualize him seeing himself as a God, and which he is a God, but he's a God of evil. That's the one you follow. That's the one you follow to the graveyards and jailhouse of America. Understand? Is the devil. Look at all the brothers been turned out and put in the jailhouses of America. Being little devil, little criminal-minded people. We ain't even good robbers and stealers. We get busted with every damn thing we do. It says, it says, worst of all, Christianity leads you to seek a heaven in the sky, off the earth. Where are your food and clothes at? Where is your shelter at? They teach you to look in the sky for yours, right? Tell them, I'm already sheltered by that canopy. I don't need to pray to go to it. It was built for our service. That canopy is talking about the sun, moon, and stars that sits over our head. That's protecting us right now. But they tell us we got to die to get what he already got, to get what he has already stolen and taken from the original people of the planet Earth. Look how he has educated us to be blind, deaf, and dumb. We can't even see what's in front of us. We got to die what he already got on earth. Not up in the sky. How the hell he know what was in the sky and he just built a rocket ship trying to get out there in space? How can he tell you anything about heaven? But he got you believing in this mystery God. He got you believing in this man. You say this, you do that, he gonna strike you down. Where you at? Only one I see you striking is him. Only one I see taking down people, taking their lives, and got that power is the white man. Right? I want you to think tonight, black people. Quit teaching y'all babies this damn foolishness. That's why y'all don't get along with your children no damn more, because they know you're teaching a bunch of damn foolishness. And they don't want to hear it. That's why a lot of children go into gangs and street organizations. Because that stuff you teach them at home just ain't ringing true. They know something else is out there. Better than what they're getting in the home. It said that the cross means that we are at crossroads with each other. That's right. That means that the cross is at the crossroads with the crescent. Yet the cross cannot get along without our crescent. Think about it. The crescent moon. They must have the sun. Our flag, that red, represents the sun. Oh, yes. The moon and stars. If you move that away from them, they will all go crazy at once. Oh, yes, they would. Remove the cross from us, and we'll all be free at once. Just take that damn thing, we'll be good. But take the sun, moon, and stars away. That's our flag, black people. Not no damn wooden cross beside of death. Understand what I'm saying? That damn cross, they never did nothing for you. It brought death to you. Ku Klux Klan rolled around with the white damn sheets carrying a burning cross. Did they not? Can't you see? Can't you see? Or do you really want to see? Or do you want to stay up under master? Do you want to stay up under this integrated, destructive, evil, sinful, wicked, and cursed system that they have placed you in? Dr. King said we integrated into a burning house. He was changing his damn mind. When we all had our own. We had our own school, our own teachers, our own business, our own commerce. That money was circulating back to the black community. We had our own entertainment. The white folk came to the black man, the woman, for entertainment. Understand what I'm saying? We had what we needed, but we gave it all up through integration. When I did Sister Rosa Parks sit on the damn bus, instead of going to the back up, would give up a seat, what the black folks do? They stopped riding on the bus, public transportation. But what we failed to do was start our own transportation system. We'd be in much better shape today. But what we wanted to do was go sit at the counter with the white folks while they were spitting in their food and we'd get that nigga that plate. Understand what I'm saying? Gave up our own businesses just to go sit next to white folk, marched our poor children, and put them in these so-called integrated schools, and our children was misused and abused in these school systems of America. Marched with the National Guards to school every day. Spit on, hit on, throw rock, grown people out here calling little babies niggas, bombing the churches in Birmingham, Alabama. Because all we wanted to do was be free and integrate with white folks. Burn, kill our children. Bomb the church houses of America under the cross. They burned the churches just recently under the cross. You believe in that damn cross. They don't. They made it for you. It was made to enslave people. That's the sign of the physical enslavement and death. That's the cross you've been deceived to follow, black people. Oh, yes. I'm talking about the making of a God. We got to take the cross down. This is what's getting ready to come. Taking the letter alone. You cut the damn thing off tonight, make me no damn difference. Understand? You follow Jesus, he was hung on a cross. They say. But he was not hung on the cross. of Elijah Muhammad taught. Allah told me that he made a cross out of himself when they come to get it. He says he stretched forth his hands like that of a cross and let the deputy sheriff stab him to death very quickly through his heart. He didn't die on the cross. The deputy sheriff that was sent out after him, he wanted to make a quick death with it because he did not see where he was guilty of a crime. The deputy knew he wasn't guilty of a crime laid against him. So he told him, if you let me kill you, I will kill you so quick, you'll never feel it. Then I'll get twice the reward for you, since you know you're going to die and you can come and you came for that purpose. He knew he came to die. He said, I will kill you so quick that you will never feel it. And he did so. Jesus just spread his arms out like the sign of a cross. And he stuck him in his heart. You understand what I'm saying? Jesus didn't die on the cross. That's some made up stuff that they gave you black people. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Oh, yes. So you should become more aware and conscious of the sign of death. Allahu Akbar. It said, listen, sister. Beautiful sisters, stop sweethearting with the blue eyes. Beautiful sisters, stop sweethearting with the beautiful blue eyes. Caucasian. It says, your days are numbered for that. Listen, beautiful sisters, stop sweethearting with the blue-eyed Caucasian. For your days are numbered for that. Brothers, stop turning in your brother for $1 from the enemy. The time is out for that. They'll see you laying around somewhere and not talking. The time is out for it. Sister, you must stop driving by in their cars, flirting with white men. They're our enemy and your enemy. They're going to do an about face on you one of these days. Don't you feel ashamed of yourself sitting up in the car with the enemy of your people? Let him take you in the bushes somewhere on a dead end lot? Listen, that kind of work is going to stop someday. Listen, you may not feel so happy when you meet the gang that will stop you. This is what's coming. I got to tell you like it is. This ain't Basheer Muhammad talking. This is humble Elijah Muhammad telling you what's coming. Telling you, brothers, you're going to have to stop snitching. Telling you, brother, y'all have to put that damn dope bag down. Or we coming. Oh, yes. There's a new horizon, a new day right around the corner. This is what's coming. And these are trained up men, trained up soldiers, coming to set the planet right, up under the direction of the Mahdi himself. All of this is getting ready to come off the table. But let me go on. White people used to kill black women if they caught a black man. White people used to kill their women if they caught a black man with them. They would kill their woman, and they kill you too. They think it's an honor to be sitting around grinning with white folks with their arms around you. They got their arms around our pocketbooks, keep you from enjoying the wealth that your fathers and mothers suffered for. Be careful about that. I'm warning you. We the Muslims are not going to stand for it. We the Muslims are not going to stand for it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad's warning. There is some we call good Christians, but they just don't know how to be a good Christian because they don't know the truth. We do have a lot of good Christian brothers and sisters. That's not what I'm saying. We are the best Christians on earth. Christian means to be crystallized into one. So if you go by the meaning of Muslim, we are the real Christians. We are one. Allahu Akbar. This is what's coming. A lot of times the Muslims don't speak this part. But this is what's coming. The mighty FOI is being trained up right now as I speak. I trained up hundreds, maybe thousands of brothers myself, personally, for this day. We're going to clean it up. And we're going to rebuild the wasted cities in America once they're destroyed on our behalf. Oh, yes. It says, my beloved brothers and sisters of the church, I am certainly happy to see that you are bold enough to come in that door and learn what Christianity is and learn what Islam is. You were made a Christian, but you were born a Muslim. You were created Muslim from the very beginning. Our Father, who created heavens and the earth, was a Muslim. We who are from him are Muslims by nature. Therefore, you don't join Islam to become a Muslim. You just come on back to Islam and to what you were created to be. The Holy Quran says, we are that which by nature we were created. We must remember to meet with us every time that we call on you to do so. Whether you say you are a Muslim or not, you're saying that through the undeveloped knowledge itself. After you had lived here for 6,000 years, your brothers coming from the east are going to eat you up. Talking about the ones that's coming from the east to eat this devil all the way up, to take his butt off the planet. The sister asked me today, said, what you know about the white man? I said, I know everything about him. I said, I know enough to wrap his butt around my little pinky finger with the knowledge that has been given to us by the most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad. That's all the black man got to do is get some emotional intelligence before he opened his damn mouth to think at least 5 times before he even opened his mouth. I say, black man, get away from being a criminal. You're not a criminal. You're a God. You're being made into a God right now as I speak. All of these beautiful babies being born, they coming here different. But they come into the homes. A lot of them coming into the families that's dead mentally. They don't even know how to deal with their children and raise them to bring them into that God level at an early age. They post them on Instagram and stuff like that. Look at them. They damn near talking. Look how they moving. But they don't know what they got in front of them. Highly, fully developed children that come here to get the job done. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be more like Pop Key, knowing how to raise a God. You got to be more like Basheer, knowing how to birth God from the womb, from the very beginning. Not when they get here, while they're in the womb. Producing a God. That environment outside the womb must be conducive to their nature. Everything is godly. Everything is on an upright basis. Everything the woman eats, live atoms, goes into the body, into the fetus, through the umbilical cord. We're optimizing their mind. They're getting that spiritual teaching through the womb of the woman. And the man got the environment set up. You understand? So the woman is in a good mental, physical, and spiritual state while she's carrying your seed. Black man, black woman. While you're talking to that child in the womb. While you're teaching that child in the womb. And when it comes out into a righteous environment that's conducive to its nature. You're the teacher. Not the white man. You're the teacher. Some of my children never was touched by the white man when they came out the womb. Period. At all. Allah Akbar. We taught our children the knowledge of self from day one. And you had to recite who you were. And the environment was Islamic. What niggardly. They weren't even allowed to eat candy, bunch of damn sweets. They wasn't even allowed to listen to this deaf music. Even though they had other brothers and sisters, they wasn't allowed to play it in the house like that. You understand? And they were taken to an environment that was giving them knowledge. Some of the knowledge they gave you tonight, they got the same knowledge as children. They weren't taught how to be fearful and afraid. They were taught to have high self-esteem. They were taught on the genetic and DNA structure while they were in elementary school. They were taught pre-algebra even before they got into the kindergarten, 4 and 5 years old, teaching pre-algebra. They were taught how to be critical thinkers at an early age. You understand? They were taught how to be young scientists at an early age. They took them to science museums, and they had projects that they had to do. They was on field trips, taking them where they learn knowledge, to study the sun, moon, the stars, and the universe. Oh yeah. Understand what I'm trying to tell you? They had a supreme diet. Understand? They were taught discipline, self-control. They were taught the art of self-defense at an early age. They were taught how to be clean, kind, caring, and learn how to share at an early age. And they had examples of men, strong, divinely masculine black men and women as an example, so they can look at as children. They were taken amongst grown men in the FOI classes. We go out, we take our children, suited and booted. You understand? In the ranks. They got old enough, they would go to high-powered business meetings, sit there on the square, listen and learn. Understand? You not open your mouth. Listen to learn how business is being conducted. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black people? This is how we got to raise our damn children. Not into the deaf houses of America where they dumbing them down. You understand? The minds are different. They know how to learn and receive knowledge. You understand? They taught how to learn. That which they do not know. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, Poppy? Just breaking this down till you give it to you tonight, black people. There's no more excuses for us. Black man is God, and we making them. I expect every damn body in my damn family to become a God. Bottom damn line. We do own the heaven and the earth, and we are taking it over. That's why I'm always talking about take over time. He said, you are so beautiful. The devil himself knows that you are the most beautiful people on the earth. But he don't want to tell you because he, with his short, temporarily made self, wants you to think he's the most beautiful. He has just been here 6 days, and we've been here years without numbers. I say, go on like I said, teaching you shine, shine, shine. Become the best of the best, black man, black people, because you are the best of the best. Don't never let nobody tell you you less. Don't ever let nobody tell you you're a Negro. Don't ever let nobody tell you you ain't gonna be nothing. They're lying to you. You already something. You just don't know. You don't know. Black man's God. Say it again. Black man's God and will be made a God right in front of your eyes, right here in America. The baddest man on the planet Earth. We don't look like nobody on the planet Earth. We don't even look like the African brothers and sisters. There's something different about this black man and woman in America. Everybody emulates you and I. Everybody waiting on the return of the prodigal son to come on back and lift the planet Earth back up to its righteous state of being. They waiting on us, brothers and sisters. You just don't know. You just been hit in the head, made blind, deaf, and dumb. You don't want to wake up now. You done got comfortable in another man's house. You don't even want your own house no more. You just want to stay integrated to a burning house. You don't even want no power. When the last time you heard a black man talking about power? Ask that question again. When the last time you heard a black man sitting around talking about power in a regular conversation? I around some brothers not too long ago. The shit irritating me so much, man. Hey, get up, move. They sit there talking about a bunch of foolishness. One brother, homeless, you should really have a real conversation. Another brother, he talking about how he used to be a pimp. He knew this, about the next, this, that, and another. But y'all talking about stuff wasn't even relevant. We ain't talking about how to obtain no power, how to pool our resources, how we take the knowledge that we have amongst ourselves and pool it and build something and raise ourselves up, change our condition, help someone else. I mean, about a bunch of who Harriet Tubman real name, who this name, who Tupac was, who Michael Jackson. Man, don't nobody want to hear that. Let's talk about how we can affect some damn change. Let's talk about how we can get some power and have some control over our environment, over our condition, over our education, over our family, over our life, over our mind, over our spirit. I don't want to hear that at all. I got too much damn knowledge up here to be wasting on foolish conversation. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folk? And I'm not going to hold you. There ain't no need to hold me. I'll give you enough knowledge right now to build a nation. Right now. I can take this now to go out the country and have millions of people right now. Right now. I go to motherland right now and damn near take over the country if the government try to kill. With this knowledge that y'all sitting here treading water with. The only thing you chasing, you're not chasing power. The only thing you chasing is things. Only thing you're chasing is things. A brand new car, a dog, a house on the picket fence, white girl or a light-skinned one, either way it go, and a career and a job, sport, play, and entertainment. Every time you heard a black man talk about power, huh? You tell me. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what we want, a complete takeover. And we shall take it over. I said Farad Muhammad, we shall take our planet back. It's the will of God himself. We have no choice in the matter. But I'm riding with the Mahdi all the way to the top. Allah Akbar. I'm not going to hold you long. So when it came before you, I said Farad Muhammad, better know you something, Pop Key. Pop Key got a book coming out too. I'm writing that boy right now. Understand? I might make one or two. Might make one on how you produce a guy, because I have done it. We have done it. I give most of that credit to Basheer. I did my part in introducing her to Islam. Most important decision that I made. You understand what I'm saying? So we can get the job done. It's our time, black people. We shall deal with this devil. Only God is coming up out on this planet is coming out the black man, woman, and child in America. That was put in the budget for 400 years and hit in the head and reduced down to nothing. Allah say, I'm going to show forth my power. I'm going to take that one that's in the mud and reduce down to nothing that the whole world despises. Make him a God. So when I do this, the whole world will say, their God must be God. So look at this black man in America. Look how he is taking charge of his post and walking his post in a perfect manner. Look how he always keeping on the look. Look at that divine masculinity spreading across the planet Earth like a plague of locusts. Allah walked by. So as it came before you, I'm going to leave you divine using words of peace and assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Black family. And I pray to those that got family members that's not feeling well and sick. You know, I pray that they get better. Sister Mallah, I see you pushing pot peas all the time, trying to get these brothers to check in. I appreciate it, sister. I like, you know, I pray that your father is well and getting better. And all the other people that's been in here, you know, keep pushing straight ahead. Stay on that straight path. Stay on that square. Allah got you. Allah walk about. Good night.